What is up, my friends? You are very welcome to tonight's Anfield Agenda 10-minute transfer roundup. As always, I'd love to know your thoughts on whatever it is to speak about tonight in the comment section. Drop a like on the video, hit that subscribe button for me, and of course, this massive QR code here beside me. If you scan that, that'll bring you to the Anfield Agenda Twitch channel, which is where we will be live for shockingly all of our live stuff for the season ahead. Tomorrow night, for instance, myself, Paddy and Chris will be live at 8:30 over on Twitch. That QR code will bring you straight to our channel. Right, 10 minutes, here we go, start the clock, boom. Strangely, I didn't think I was going to have much to talk to you guys about tonight, and I was starting to stress a little bit about how I could fill out 10 minutes. Well, I'm Irish, I can waffle for 10 minutes. I can do that, that's easy. But just as I was finishing up my live stream over on Twitch, the news broke that Liverpool have agreed the sale of Takumi Minamino to Monaco, as per Sky and Fabrizio Romano and any other reliable journalist you want to speak about. £15.5 million looks like it's the fee that Liverpool will receive. And it got me thinking a little bit. Firstly, I think it's a fair fee. I wish Takumi Minamino all the best. You know, I'll leave it up to you how you judge his time at Liverpool. I think he served a purpose. I don't think it was a massive success, but I don't think it was a massive failure. This season, I think Takumi Minamino played a big part in our domestic cup success. But ultimately, it's probably the right thing that he moves on. I don't think he will be able to have the career at Liverpool that we all hoped for when he arrived. So it was always going to be a case of where he goes to. Monaco had the money, of course, from the sale of Tchouaméni, and it looks like that's where he's off to. So great move for both parties, I think. Monaco will get themselves a good player, and Liverpool will double the fee that they paid, the $7.5 million buyout clause we paid Salzburg when he arrived. So from that perspective, that one's done and dusted. Also today, the loan move I told you about for Connor Bradley, that has come to fruition. He signed a season-long loan with Bolton, and again, wish Connor Bradley all the best for that season. I'm sure he'll be well looked after there. But the reason I say it got a bit interesting is, so the links to Minamino away got me thinking, well, now that he looks like he's going, got me thinking, is there some truth to this Asensio stuff? And I've got to be honest with you, at this moment in time, I just don't know, because I've put a message out to my friendly journalist in Spain. That person hasn't been able to respond yet, hasn't seen the message yet. So anything I'm going to say to you now is guesswork, because I don't have any inside information. But we know that Asensio is valued at about 30 to 35 million. We know he can play across the front three. I instinctively think of him as a right-sided player. And whilst it was something that I dismissed, first of all, when I'd heard the links to Asensio, I'm starting to think now it could be a very astute piece of business. Now, bear with me. If you disagree with me to this point, bear with me. So, Mohamed Salah's situation is looking bleak, to say politely. I don't think, as things stand, he'll sign. Whilst he hasn't signed, there is always the possibility that he will. But if we brought in Asensio now and we recoup the money from Minamino, and I'm not sure what's going to happen with Chamberlain. You know, it seems to be split. Some people believe he's staying, some people believe he's going to go. But I think Asensio could be clever, because it would be an investment that isn't astronomical, so we wouldn't be expecting him to immediately come in and, you know, fill Mo's shoes. But it would be a clever, astute signing for a player who has played at the highest level, has won things at the highest level, and who was going for a reasonable fee. Now, I'm not saying if Marco Asensio was available for 60 million quid, I'd be sitting here having this conversation. Sometimes, like Bayern's move for Mane, like our move for Thiago, like Barcelona's move for Lewandowski, sometimes it just comes down to the right move at the right time, because the player's contract happens to be in the right place. And Asensio for 30 to 35 million quid, I wouldn't say no. I wouldn't say no, because we've lost Origi, we've brought in Nunez, we've lost Mane. I think it's fair to say that we brought in Diaz to be the long-term successor there. But we have nobody sorted for the right immediately. Cade Gordon, you know, there's high hopes for in the future, but Cade Gordon probably still a season or two away from really being able to push for a starting place. And if Mohamed Salah causes a distraction this season, and look, I don't see how the Mohamed Salah situation isn't going to be a distraction unless he signs a new deal. because if he doesn't sign a new deal, the World Cup will come end of November. The team will break up. You know, the Klopp will probably give the guys a little bit of time off, and then we'll be approaching that January window where we'll know that Mo can sign a pre-contract with a club outside of England, and there's nothing that Liverpool can do about it. And I think the media is just going to be full of headlines about it, and his head's going to be turned. And whatever way we think, I can't see any way it doesn't become a distraction. Because for me, it was a distraction this season, and we knew that we weren't going to lose him in this summer. Whereas next summer, where we probably will, certainly if he hasn't signed by the start of the season, I think that becomes a bigger and bigger and bigger distraction. And it gets to a point where you ask, is there a point he's droppable? Because right now, he's not droppable for Liverpool because Klopp believes in him, and he is so good that we just can't drop him. But if Asensio came in, at least we've an option. At least we've some way of shaking up the team if Salah's head's distracted or if Klopp feels his head isn't in the right place. As it stands, I don't think we have that person that we could... and look, I'm not saying Asensio would do Salah numbers. I don't think anybody will come in and do Salah numbers, but I would take him as an option. And then reevaluate next summer has Asensio worked? Has he worked enough that you don't need to bring through another forward? Is Cade Gordon getting closer to being another challenger on that right-hand side? You know, anything can happen. So whilst I don't know if there's truth to it, I'm starting to hope that there might be a little bit of truth to it. Now, of course, I'd love to know what you guys think about this. I would imagine if something was going to happen with Asensio, it would probably have to happen relatively quickly. Minamino will move, and we know Klopp likes to try and get players in where possible before pre-season. To the best of my knowledge, off the top of my head, I think Liverpool report back for pre-season training on the 4th of July. So yeah, where are we on this one? What are we thinking? Now, midfield-wise, there's been a couple of realistic stories and a couple of crazy stories. So let's start with the idea of a swap involving Naby Keita and Nicolo Barella from Inter Milan. Would I take it? Well, look, it wouldn't be a straight swap, of course. You know, there'll be money. But would I? Yeah, of course I would. I'm not a lunatic. As much as I do rate Naby, Barella, different level. And if that was something that was a possibility, I think we'd be foolish not to look at it. But I don't think it is a possibility. Nor do I think we'll bring in a midfielder in this window. You know why? You don't need me to keep repeating the name Jude Bellingham to you, but I think we'd be okay. I do. I think we'd be okay if we brought in one more forward. And now I'm starting to just... I'm sitting here and as I'm talking to you, I'm fully convincing myself we need another forward. So outside of Asensio, I'm going to ask you for your assistance here. Give me some names that you think Liverpool could go out there and get for maybe a similar type of fee. Because, you know, we're probably not going to get a Bowen. We're not going to get a Rafinha. That's too much money, and I don't think we have it, or I don't think we're willing to spend it in this window. But somebody 25, 30 million quid, or maybe another Minamino type signing who, if it works out, great. If it doesn't work out, well, we'll most likely get our money back or maybe a few quid extra. So some shouts from you guys would be great, because I know there's a lot of people out there who watch some leagues that I just don't watch and probably have some great names in France, as an example. Oh, and while we're talking about France, bit of a tangent here, but bear with me. So it's looking like Zinedine Zidane has turned down the option of becoming Paris Saint-Germain's manager, which shocked me a bit, to be honest. I really thought that one would happen. But the option is Galtier, it looks like, to come in there, which is an interesting one. I mean, I don't know how Christophe Galtier will come in and try and manage the egos of Mbappe and Messi and Neymar and all the other stars, other players at the club. And yeah, look, I know he's won the Ligue 1 title, and I think he was close to winning the French Cup with Nice, but it's a big ask for him to come in there and deliver a Champions League, because that's what it is about for PSG. So let me know your thoughts on that one. And also, really quickly, Arsenal look like they mean business in this window as well. They've been linked to Gabriel Jesus, which I know you guys know about. They've brought in Fabio Vieira from Porto today. That was announced for 30 million. But they've also been linked with Rafinha, which shocked me, because I'm wondering where they're getting the money from. Yeah, it's an interesting one. So both North London clubs look active. United look like they're struggling. We keep hearing that there's a strategy there, but the strategy is they're getting turned down by lots of players. So yeah, that's where we're at with other clubs as well, as a quick roundup there. Apologies for the tangent. Back to Liverpool. Is there anything else transfer-wise? Not really, to be fair. Not even outgoings that I'm aware of. Oh yeah, Nico Williams. 37 seconds to fit this in, Craig. No pressure. So Nico Williams, Fulham are expected, as per Neil Jones of Goal, Fulham are expected to come with an offer for Nico Williams to take him on a permanent basis this week. Liverpool are looking for a fee of between 15 and 20 million pound. There's interest from Forest, PSV Eindhoven, Fulham, and one other club whose name escapes me right now. So it does look like Nico will be moving on, which again could bring in some much needed funds to help bolster the kitty to bring in another forward. I will chat to you guys tomorrow. Talk to you then. Let me know your thoughts, comments below. Bye bye.